Now students, we are going to do part 2 of animal language. In the first part, Dr. Dolittle's clinic was doing well. Daily lots of animals came to get treated from a doctor who knew animal language. One day, a plough horse was brought to the clinic. The ploughman was very happy because the doctor knew animal language. The plough horse was also very happy. He first started complaining about the doctor in the hills who had treated him earlier for 6 weeks. That doctor had given him big pills and pills was of no use to him because the horse was going blind in one eye and he needed was a spectacles. The earlier doctor didn't understood the problem because he didn't knew animal language. The horse said that he wanted a spectacles like Dr. Dolittle's green specs that would keep the sun out of his eyes. Dr. Dolittle said, "Come and collect the specs next Tuesday. Within a week we'll be ready." After wearing the green spectacles, the plough horse stopped going blind in one eye and could see till he was alive. Now it became a common sight to see the farm animals with spectacles in the country. Now Dr. Dolittle's clinic became so famous that he had to have special doors made for different kinds of animals. He wrote horses over the front door, cows over the side door, sheep over the kitchen door. Every animal had a separate door for entering the clinic, and they had to wait in that area. Even the mice had a tiny tunnel. They waited in the tunnel patiently for their turn to come. One afternoon, when Dr. Dolittle was busy writing a book, Polynesia was sitting at his favorite place, that is the window, and she laughed aloud. As she laughed, Dr. Dolittle got disturbed and asked the reason for laughing. Polynesia said that she was thinking that people think that they are so wonderful, but in reality they are not wonderful. The people think that they had understood the animal language, but the reality is that they do not know animal language. When a dog wags its tail, they think that the dog is happy. It's funny, isn't it? Polynesia said that Dr. Dolittle, that you are the first person to know the animal's language. Human beings think that the animals are dumb, but the reality is that human beings are dumb. Polynesia was telling him a story about a macaw who could say good morning in different languages. That bird could talk in every language. An old professor with grey beard bought him, but Macaw didn't stay with him because that old man didn't talk Greek right, and Macaw couldn't stand hearing him to learn wrong language. Dr. Dolittle was very impressed with Polynesia. He asked about her age and said that parrots and elephants lived very, very old. Polynesia replied that he was not sure about his age. She said that might be 183 or 182. Now Polynesia told him about an incident that when it first came here from Africa, she saw King Charles hiding in the oak tree. King Charles was hiding because Polynesia saw him. He looked scared to death because of Polynesia. So students, the moral of the story is that when someone discovers their calling, he should follow it because it will lead him to amazing adventures.
Animals Language Part 2 Section 1. One day a plough horse was brought to Dr. Dolittle. The poor thing was extremely glad to find a man who could talk in horse language. "You know, doctor," said the horse, "that Wet over the hills knows nothing at all. He has been treating me for 6 weeks now for spavins. What I need is spectacles. I am going blind in one eye. There's no reason why horses shouldn't wear glasses, the same as people. But that foolish man over the hill never even looked at my eyes. He kept on giving me big pills. I tried to tell him, but he couldn't understand a word of horse language. What I need is spectacles." Of course," said Dr. Dolittle. "I'll get you one at once." "I would like a pair like yours," said the horse, "only green. They'll keep the sun out of my eyes while I am plowing the 50-acre field." "Certainly," said Dr. Dolittle. "Green ones you shall have." "When will my glasses be ready?" asked the horse. "I'll have them ready for you next week," said Dr. Dolittle. "Come again on Tuesday." Then Dr. Dolittle got a fine big pair of green spectacles, and the plough horse stopped going blind in one eye and could see as well as ever. Section 2. Soon it became a common sight to see farm animals wearing glasses in the country round Puddleby, and a blind horse was a thing unknown. So it was with all the other animals that were brought to him. As soon as they found that he could talk their language, they told him where the pain was and how they felt, and of course it was easy for him to cure them. There were so many animals that came that he had to have special doors made for different kinds. He wrote horses over the front door, cows over the side door, and sheep on the kitchen door. Each kind of animal had a separate door. Even the mice had a tiny tunnel made for them into the cellar, where they waited patiently in rows for the doctor to come round to them. One afternoon, when Dr. Dolittle was busy writing a book, Polynesia sat in the window, as she always did, looking out at the leaves blowing about in the garden. Presently, she laughed aloud. "What is it, Polynesia?" asked Dr. Dolittle, looking up from his book. "I was just thinking," said the parrot, and she went on looking at the leaves. "What were you thinking?" Section 3. "I was thinking about people," said Polynesia. "People make me sick. They think they are so wonderful. The world has been going on now for thousands of years, hasn't it? The only thing in animal language that people have learned to understand is that when a dog wags his tail, he means, "I am glad." It's funny, isn't it? You are the very first man to talk like us. Oh, sometimes people annoy me dreadfully. Such airs they put on talking about the dumb animals. Dumb. Huh. Why, I knew a macaw once who could say good morning in 7 different ways without once opening his mouth. He could talk in every language. An old professor with a grey beard bought him, but he didn't stay. He said that the old man didn't talk Greek right, and he couldn't stand listening to him teach the language wrong. That bird knew more geography than people will ever know. Golly, I suppose if people ever learn to fly like any common hedge sparrow, we shall never hear the end of it. You are a wise old bird, said Dr. Dolittle. How old are you really? I know that parrots and elephants sometimes live to be very, very old. I can never be quite sure of my age, said Polynesia. It's either 183 or 182. But I know that when I first came here from Africa, King Charles was still hiding in the oak tree because I saw him. He looked scared to death. Thank you.